Matt Higgins is here. He's the co-founder and CEO of RSE Ventures, author of Burn the Boats. Good morning to you. Here's the question I'm trying to figure out, and it goes to what all of you were just talking about, which is, does Microsoft plan to make money off of Bing? Do we actually think that the search engine is going to be the game changer, or is the real game changer going to be this Copilot service with ChatGPT effectively inside of Microsoft Outlook, inside Microsoft Word, inside Microsoft Excel, and all of that? Matt?
I think Bing is a sideshow. I mean, I do think to some extent, it's going to take time for people to even reconsider Bing, but they don't need to do that in order to win. The most interesting part of the earnings announcement to me was Azure AI, 2,500 customers, up 10x. And if you go onto their website and you look at some of the case studies, they're really fascinating, and they're giving them an advantage as we speak. They're solving really complicated problems using their enterprise solutions, and they're beginning to create a gravitational pull from Microsoft that's going to make more and more companies want to jump in and say, hey, do this for me.
Where do you sit when it comes to Google? Why has Google taking its time, even though clearly they were ahead of the game to begin with?
Yeah, I think what I read into Sundar Pichai's statement on being responsible and deliberate and taking their time, I just read that as, oops, we got caught, with our pants down here with Microsoft moving so quickly.
Is it oops, or is it we think that Microsoft's being irresponsible?
That was also my question. If Sundar Pichai was sitting right here, I'd be asking, is the implication there that Microsoft's being irresponsible? Because we know that Bing AI is not perfect. And we know that Google's own product is not perfect. So are they waiting for perfection, or is this just kind of an excuse because they're behind?
Matt, what do you think of that? And part of the other thing is, Microsoft's always had I would say not always, but the last 20 years has done a lot of work in Washington to have a better relationship with Washington. The regulatory community thinks that they're responsible.
They said yesterday.
So maybe they have a little bit more leeway in a way than Google feels like it has, given its more challenged relationship with Washington.
I think it's a total excuse, to be honest, as a talking point. Go back in time, right? Google has been finishing our sentences for how many years? That's AI. They had the solution in the building. They're like Kodak, 1975. They had the digital camera. And what happened? They had an employee uprising around the safety and the technology, all the arguments we hear right now. So they relatively hit pause. They kept shelving product, not pushing product. Instead of hiring engineers, they hired ethicists. Well, what happens? You get white papers. You don't ship product. And so I think that they're grasping at straws, honestly, and using this argument. And I don't even think they deserve to be in the same conversation right now.
Okay, I'm going to throw a third name in that either deserves or doesn't deserve to be in the conversation, except that they're the biggest player effectively in the cloud. You just talked about Azure, which is, where does Amazon, you think, ultimately play in all of this?
They want to do exactly what Matt was describing, what Azure is doing, is hosting all these services.
Right.
That's exactly, when you spoke with Andy Jassy just a couple weeks ago, that's kind of where they see this going. They're coming out with they have their own chips to process this AI stuff. They have that partnership with the AI company Hugging Face.
Yes.
So all of this, it's a cloud play. And just to his point also, that's what Satya Nadella is all about. It's still just a cloud benefit.
It's still a cloud play.
That's also why they're buying Activision. It's all a cloud play.
But Matt, to that extent, though, when you think about that, how important is the open AI, generative AI product that Microsoft has to layer on top of it, which is something that right now Amazon does not have, though they're building all sorts of other products, it seems like?
Tremendously important. What happens is it creates commoditization around the competitors, right? All right, you're hosting cloud, but what else can you do for me? Now the expectation, it's happening to me. I'm looking across my portfolio after reading those case studies saying, wait, I have that problem. If I just switch cloud services from Amazon to Microsoft, I can get all that too. So I think it's vastly important. I think you're going to see them pulling away market share from Amazon. I'm sure it's happening already because I'm already reassessing my entire portfolio.